Hey everyone, today we're talking about Google Sheets and ChatGPT and how to use those together. Now, before we dive in, let me introduce myself. My name's Melinda from Spreadsheetables, where we teach others to create and monetize Google Sheets. Now, if you're interested in learning more, make sure you join our free Facebook community, Passive Income with Google Sheets by Spreadsheetables. And you can always join our membership if you want to learn quicker and start making money faster. Now, I love using ChatGPT. I use it just about every day in my work. It helps me create content and emails, social media posts, and it even helps me create spreadsheets. Now, the topics we're covering today is how we can take information from ChatGPT and put it into our Google Sheet. And then we're going to flip that and show you how you can take a Google Sheet and put that into ChatGPT to analyze things. And the last thing we're going to do is cover how you can take your ChatGPT history and train a GPT on that information. Now, if you haven't heard of GPTs, they're basically mini versions of ChatGPT where they're trained in a very specific task. I wish they would come up with a better name for these. Some people are calling them chat babies, which to me is a little bit more clear on what they are. Now, the one thing we're covering in this video is when you have trouble with ChatGPT creating a table. Now, I know that sounds super basic and you're wondering, why are you even covering this? You just asked ChatGPT for a table. Now, the super frustrating thing is occasionally I've run into a problem where ChatGPT just won't give me a table. No matter how many times or how many different ways I ask, it gives me a code block instead. There also isn't much information on the internet covering this topic, so we have that secret on how to fix that problem. Now, I should really call it a workaround because it doesn't actually fix the problem in ChatGPT. It continues to give me a code block, but I can still take that code block and use it in a spreadsheet, which is what I want, and to be able to split it out into the table that I'm looking for. Now, let me show you an example of where I needed a table created in ChatGPT to be able to put it into Google Sheet. So I wanted a table with some information to be able to do one of these map charts in Google Sheets so that I can show my audience this different feature. Now, if I scroll down below, you'll notice that this appears to be some white cells, but really the text color is white. So I'm going to change the text color to black so that you can see that I have some hidden information down here. I'm going to widen these columns and I'm going to zoom it in so that you can see what I'm talking about. So here you'll notice that I have a bunch of different countries with the populations associated with them. And this information is what makes up my map chart up above. Now, if we head on over to ChatGPT, I actually still have the history on this chat. And you can see here when I asked for a table, it gave me this code block. Well, the frustrating thing is I continued to ask for it in a table and it just wouldn't do it. It kept giving me these code blocks and I was about ready to pull my hair out. So this is one of the questions we're going to answer today in what to do if we keep getting code blocks and not a table that we can use to put into Google Sheets. Okay, enough said. Let's dive into the solutions on these. Today we have our Google Sheets expert at Spreadsheetables covering the solutions on how you can use ChatGPT with Google Sheets.
This question is about how to transfer data from ChatGPT into Google Sheets and also go back the other way. So let's take a look. Let's open up ChatGPT. And you can see that I'm using ChatGPT 4, which is going to be useful later on when we get to the third part of this question. Now, the first part of this question is how do we take data that ChatGPT creates and then put that into our spreadsheet? Well, first let's generate some data. Now, ChatGPT here has given us data, but it's all in a numbered list. We want to transfer this into a spreadsheet, so let's ask to turn this into a table. Now that we have a table, we can select all of this, Control C to copy, and over in a new spreadsheet, let's paste it in, and there is our data. Now, if we don't like the formatting, we can use Control Shift V, and that pastes it just like this. But sometimes it gives us the table in a code block instead. So if you're given the table like this, it would be better if you could turn it into this. And I just say, can you turn this into a table? But if you are given this, you can still use it. We'll click on copy code and then back in our spreadsheet. If we try to paste that in, it gives us all of these funky lines. So all we're going to do is open this up so that we have all of the data in one column. Then over here, we'll type equals split, select A1, and we're going to split it by this pipe. This item here is called a pipe. Press enter, and there we have our rank, country, and average spending. Copy that down, and there's all of our data. We don't actually need the second column, so let's go ahead and delete this. Now, our second question is, how do we take the data from Google Sheets and put it back into ChatGPT to analyze? Well, the good thing about ChatGPT is it's actually got a code interpreter built right into it. So all we need to do is download our Google Sheet as a different file and then upload it to ChatGPT. First, I'm just going to go to File, Download, and then you can choose either XLSX or CSV. Now, CSV does have limits on it. You can only have one tab at a time. However, for this purpose, it's perfectly fine. Otherwise, you might want to think about using an XLSX. We've got the download completed. Now, over in ChatGPT, I'm going to start a new chat so it doesn't know anything about this data. Click the downloads up the top and then just drag that right in there. It'll load with this circle and upload. Just like that, it brings in the data and we can ask it to create some visualizations, some graphs, and it's going to go ahead and do that using its built-in code interpreter. And there we go, we instantly have a bar graph showing the spending for each country for Christmas. Now there's one more question here on ChatGPT, and this is, how do we create a chat baby using our past logs? So down on the side here, you can see all of my different logs, and you can see I've also created a bunch of chat babies. If you want to create a chat baby using your own data that you've got all down here, all you need to do is click on your name at the bottom, go to Settings and Beta, and then Data Controls. Click on Export Data, confirm export, and then that will be exported to your email address that you signed up with within around about 24 hours. Let's see if I've got one ready. That actually took less than a minute to get to me. In my email, I can now download the data export. Let's open that up. Here's the chat. And we have my entire log that I've created with ChatGPT going back almost a whole year. We'll move this from our zip file into our desktop. Convert HTML to PDF online, and then upload. The file's now downloaded. Let's pull that directly into ChatGPT. Now, this is almost an entire year of ChatGPT knowledge, so it might take a little while to load. But once it's done, we can click Upload, and then you can build it out exactly as you want. Make adjustments however you want. I've just put best guess here, but if you're using real data, then maybe you want finer precision. Now we're good to go. Let's try it out over here in the playground. And let's see if there's anything embarrassing inside my ChatGPT past. And there we go, a custom GPT all about my interactions with ChatGPT. I'm going to click Save, and then only for me, click Confirm.